Sabrina Carpenter just released her album Man's Best Friend, and here's what I think of it. It's just my opinion, so don't get mad. Alright, we all know this song. It was a great single. It really kicks off the album on a good note. It's sort of fun, silly, but it's also very catchy. So this gets an 8 out of 10. For some reason, this song kind of gave me Bee Gees vibes. It is very catchy, but the lyrics aren't really doing it for me. She kind of just names things she thinks are hot when done by a man. Um, I don't know, but this gets a 5 out of 10. I absolutely loved the composition on this one. There was a very nice key change from the verse to the chorus and vice versa. But I just really loved listening to this. So this gets a 7 out of 10. Nothing really stood out to me about this song other than that it was pretty basic, and the lyrics and sort of the transition from the verses to the chorus felt very sloppy and just sort of lazy. So this gets a 3 out of 10. I really liked this song. It had a very nice acoustic feel during the verse, and it picked up nicely for the chorus. The lyrics felt very relatable, and on a weird side note, it kind of gave me Christmas vibes for some reason. I also noticed some like distorted sort of guitar sounds near the bridge, which is interesting, and I've also noticed that in other songs throughout this album. Overall, very enjoyable to listen to, so I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I did not like the effects she put on her voice in this song. It was sort of this echoey sound, and it just made it hard to listen to. At first, it was interesting to me because it sounded kind of reggae-like, but I just can't get over the vocals and how they sound on this, so I'm gonna have to give it a 4 out of 10. I loved the chill vibe of this song. After hearing Manchild, I was excited to hear more like funny, silly lyrics in the songs, and I thought I wasn't gonna get it until this song. Like, I just have to read this line. This is my favorite line in the song. I just hope you get agoraphobia someday, and all your days are sunny from your window pane. I wish you a lifetime full of happiness and a forever of never getting laid. Like, there's emotion behind these lyrics, because it is a breakup song, but at the same time, it's just kind of random and funny. And I really also like the outro to the song, so I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I like this song because it felt very different from the basic pop songs that are just being pushed by all these artists. So I'll give it a 7 out of 10. And right after I was happy about the switch up in the last couple of songs, she pushes this basic pop song, was sort of sprinkled with country. It's just basic lyrics about getting wasted. And it also kind of makes me worried that she might take a Post Malone sized turn and create like a garbage country pop album in the future. So I'm giving this a 4 out of 10. I also have a problem with the lyrics to the song. Some parts of it just felt like she forced the lyrics into place, like instead of rewriting them or something. And nothing else really stood out to me about the song, so it's gonna get a 4 out of 10. Alright, this song gave me major 80s vibes. The intro sort of made me think I was listening to like prime Cyndi Lauper. I really like the sounds she used in this as well, so I'll give it a 7 out of 10. This might actually be my favorite song on the album. Not only the sort of double meaning having goodbye as the last song on the album, but I loved the beat and the lyrics were great. She threw in some Spanish and French lyrics, and it was overall just a very fun song to listen to. This is going to get an 8 out of 10. Overall, this album is not something I would necessarily listen through front to back again, but it definitely gave me 4 or 5 songs to throw on my playlist. A lot of the lyrics are basic, along with some of the beats, but mixed in were some really catchy tunes. She got some really funny lyrics in there, and I have to say, she sort of just knows how to please her listeners. I really like the placement of Goodbye as the final song in this album, not only because she's obviously using it as a double meaning, saying goodbye to the listeners, but also because it was simply just one of the best songs on the album. It makes you leave the album with a good feeling and makes you want to come back and listen again. The other songs on here, like Never Getting Laid and My Man and Willpower, made me happy I listened through it just so I could hear these. I think that some of these songs should definitely have been left out to make it more tolerable to listen to front to back, and so I'll give Man's Best Friend a 6 out of 10 overall.